Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, coming with a message this morning. And this is some sort of message. I'm going to I'm not come, but I will be live at 7 p.m. Central Time. 7 p.m. Central Time. And we're going to talk about the Son of Man, which is Yeshua, and the Son of Yah, which is Hamashiach, which is, as the world called, Jesus Christ. We're going to try to bring them into the oneness in which they are for the mission. People can't seem to separate the kingdom from the earth. They can't seem to separate the earth, which is the world, from the kingdom. And I have an issue with that because I believe the kingdom is eternal. It was before the world or the earth is. I understand that. I understand as a little, not a little girl, but as a teenager, that something had took place before the foundation of the world, before the foundation of the world, before the foundation of the world. And that is the mystery that the Father held back on, because he wanted only his servants that are prophets to know, because it would be in that day in which the prophet of that day would have to endure. And I stand back, and it's always troubled in my spirit when you would think that, why would you be troubled in your spirit? If you got the ruach in you, you good. But what you didn't understand, that the Most High was always speaking to the individuals that has the Holy Spirit in them. That's who he's speaking to. If you think that Yah is speaking to the world, you got issues. Because the world loves its own. It speaks to itself. But the Spirit of Yah speaks to those that are on that is his servant from the kingdom, that are down on the earth, having to what? To endure until the end. Who's to say what is my end, what is your end? But I will say to you, many has slept and is asleep. Their end has end. Many have not seen this day in which this prophetess reside in, knowing the mystery of the kingdom first and foremost on the earth. See, they want to say that prayer. I think it's in Matthew chapter 6. Not even understanding, he's letting you know, to grip that prayer, you have to understand it from the kingdom level, not from the earth to the kingdom. No, it's from the kingdom level on the earth. Not understanding it means you're not who you think you are, what you think you are, and what you call yourself to be. Okay? What I battle with, let me cut this here. What I'm battling with is trouble in spirit, because I see myself laboring. I see myself laboring in the vineyard. I know the vine and the root of the vine, and the vineyard belongs to Yah. The vineyard does not belong to the Son of Man, which is the world called Jesus, which is also called Yeshua. The same thing. I know that people don't know how to separate the two, just to bring them back into a oneness of the mission. So I endure, as it has been spoken, he that endure to the end, it's no doubt, Deborah, shall be saved. And in me, I'm like saying, but Father, ain't everybody enduring? Because they don't know what endurance really is. They think because somebody got cancer, oh, they didn't have a heart attack, oh, they didn't have a stroke, or they homeless. People take the things of the flesh, that the flesh suffered, and they think because their flesh is suffering, then they are enduring. That's not what he's talking about. He that endure is he that endure truth. Knowing truth in a world 100% unrighteous. I want to talk about that because my spirit is troubled. My spirit is troubled because I want so bad for the Most High Yah to have more laborers in the vineyard connected to the vine. And that's my issue. I battle with that in the flesh because in the spirit, Yah has already what belonged to him. I can't add to it and I can't take it away. So I must not allow my flesh to be emotional, caught up with the truth of the whole matter. It's going to stand. Whether people in or whether people out, truth don't need you guys, you nor me. Truth is one thing that stands alone. It don't need nobody on the left. It don't need nobody on the right. It don't need nobody up. It don't need nobody down. Truth don't need life. Truth don't need death. Truth don't need good. Truth don't need evil. Truth is that which stand alone and endure the fact that it's 100 infinity. And it don't need not one of us to make it what it is. It is truth. Think about Yeshua saying, pray the Father may send more labors into the vineyard. The man knew that he had the Son of Yah with him, which was the word, the power, and the spirit of the Most High that came down as Emmanuel to walk with him, in that flesh. But he didn't know that himself was the Father, because he said, pray to the Father that he will send more labors in the vineyard. The Son of Man left that for me to understand. Only the Father can send more labors into the vineyard. Pray that the Father would, because it's not in our hand. It's not in the Son of Man. It's not in Sister Deborah's. That more labors enter into the vineyard. And that's where the sorrow rests. And it leaves you so alone. It leaves you troubled in spirit, because you know that you are that light that's carrying spirit and truth, and you're laboring in the vineyard. But it appeared that you're laboring with no other laborers. But even though you know you're not the only one. But then I hear the voice of the Most High Yah. He that endure until the end shall be saved. I go back to that. It's something about endurance that is 100% detached to truth. You got to endure truth, Deborah. You just got to endure it. It's not something that needs to have something surrounding it. Truth stand alone. Truth is what you're enduring. And the people have no idea that truth is what rests in the spirit of the bosom of men. We thinking truth is like unto the truth of the flesh. Oh no. People are trying to justify, clarify, and identify truth as having so many people agree with them, so many people on the same lifeline as them, so many people have the same understanding, so many people have the same wisdom, so many people have the same knowledge as them, so many people have the same interpretation, so many people have the same religion, so many people have the same interpretation, so many people are the same race, so many people are the same denomination. But truth don't need none of that. Truth don't have to have you nowhere near it, because it stands alone. So why, Sister Deborah, sorrow is resting within my spirit. Truth come to set me free. Truth will set you free. But it ain't coming to set your flesh free, because your flesh don't want to be free. Truth coming to set your spirit free from any and everything that's on the outside of you. Truth coming to rest, to support, and to help you from the inside out. Because truth stands alone. And if it's coming to help you in the spirit, it's coming to set you free there. And only there. That you too can endure until the end. Because what? Truth rests within. And endurance is not the endurance of your flesh, what you go through in your fleshly life. Endurance is what your spirit endures because of truth. And that's what truth come to do. It's come to set you free from the inside, not from the outside of this world, but from the inside out does it set you free. And you are free, so free indeed. But the penalty is you have to endure the fact that not only are you free, but you have to long suffer. Because you're around a world that's not free. You're living on the earth that's not free. You serve a creator that is freedom, that gives you liberty, that has pardoned you from everything the world can bind you up in. You're free. You're free to know right and wrong at the level of truth resting in you, teaching you how to endure until the end. But it can't stop the sorrow, because there's two parts to you, the flesh and the spirit. But the assurance of the Father says, but Deborah, endure, for you have been set free. You are free indeed. Truth come to abide in you, to set you to liberty, to pardon you from you yourself on the outside. So that's why the gift of endurance is available to all that Yah has ushered it unto. Those who understand what they have in them that makes them greater from the inside. Because an individual shouldn't be worried about how great they are from the outside in. It's really who you are from the inside. And truth is the key to enduring until the end. Because truth comes to set you free from the inside. That's a blessing inside of a blessing, inside of a blessing, inside of a blessing, inside of a blessing where there's no end. I give the Most High Yah all glory, all honor, and all praise for him being who he is all by himself. He don't need nobody to make him to whom he is. He's the I am that I am. He's the beginning and the end. He's the Alpha and Omega. He's the creator. He's the redeemer. He is salvation. He is all power. He is all knowing. You're all giving that credit to your new God, AI. AI knows it all. You will give AI all your time on your phone, all your energy, all your thoughts, all your questions. You ask AI 24/24. You don't even understand. That's the dark God trying to be Yah. I agree with the Father because he's all 100. Satan has truly got the victory and deceiving the whole world. At least he completed what he come down here to do. It's so very easy and so very clear as a prophetess in the wilderness to see that he has mastered it. All you have to do is look at the world and the people therein. And if you have truth in you, you'll speak truth. You won't give people the lies to eat on while they're here on the earth. And that's what people do. They feed them the lies. Today, Sister Deborah got some very, very, very powerful messages. I don't know which one I'm going to pull up with this evening, but I have two very powerful message. One is going to deal with what is actually happening that was prophesied and that was spoke of, but There's not a place of worship. There's not no one on YouTube. There's not no church, no temple, no synagogue, no nothing. Even a household can handle what I'm about to teach regarding the issue of what you see on the earth in this day, in such a critical time as this. I had my son, oldest son, say something to me, and I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, wait a minute. So he know. It ain't that he know, but from his standpoint of what he see, that that's scary to me, because I'm like saying, okay, not only have you made it clear to the world that they can see, but they cannot see. But they can see enough to see what is taking place in this world. But they cannot see. Mm-mm. He said that throughout times, throughout my living. Deborah, they say they see, but trust me, they cannot. Deborah, they say they hear, but trust me, they do not hear. I take full grip of what the Ruach says to me, more so than what I say to myself or what others in the flesh say to me. I listen to the Ruach, and the Ruach desire me to hear him. I really don't have any choice, and I don't think I ain't gonna think, I know I don't want no other choice but to hear him, because in him you're gonna endure. A lot of people don't understand what endure means, and it's not meant for them to. That's why I say it's over, because people are trying to define everything they can and shall not. So this evening, I got two power punches to talk about, but I'm only going to be able to teach one, because both of them are going to at least need almost 3 hours to really break down some things. And what we're going to do is we're going to go back in and we're going to kind of dissect Yeshua and Hamashiach. We're going to try to dissect what the world called Jesus Christ. We're going to try to bring it to some sort of uh way that maybe, but it's not meant. And I don't know how I can bring it some sort of way. But I'm going to use it as a study guide. I'm going to teach that word. And I'm going to bring it forth in a way that the Ruach is going to be able to speak through me. Because just thinking about he that endure until the end, he's speaking of what you know in the spirit is a long suffering in itself, Deborah. What you know in the spirit is long suffering. What you endure is in your spirit, because you know truth. It's nothing in your flesh that can come before the throne as endurance. Only what is in your spirit that you endure, and that you long suffer. And that is truth. Knowing truth from the inside and the world on the outside is distance 100 from. And I guess that's where that sorrow come in, because you know that you are a laborer in the vineyard, and you can't seem to run up on not one, and I'm gonna admit that is a laborer in the vineyard. Why? Because the cares of the world has snatched them so wholehearted to where they don't see nothing worth working in the vineyard, laboring in the vineyard. Mm, mm, That's where the sorrow come in. And the Father speaking to me right now. Don't ever think that your labor is in vain. Thank you, Father Yah. Thank you, Father Yah. Because if you leave it up to your flesh, Deborah, it will let you think that your laboring is in vain. Understand your labor is spiritual. The flesh ain't got nothing on that. So it'll make you think that your laboring is in vain. Your labor is not in vain. Your labor is what I have written next to your name. And believe me, it's not in vain. I sit back and realize that, not realize, yeah, in a sense, that the people on the outside in the world try to look in and think that they can actually look into the house and they can't. They can't see into the house. Yah only allowed them to see on the outside, not on the inside. Mm, mm. The Most High is some sort of creator. I am in oneness in Him. So I will be coming back today with a topic regarding Yeshua and Hamashiach, which the world called Jesus Christ. And I want so much that others can really dig deep in it. But that's what that sorrow is. It's knowing that you're not going to get what you want in others to have, because only the Father Himself is the one that can usher His spirit of endurance, His spirit of long suffering, and His spirit of truth within. Sometimes I wonder, why is it that I desire individuals to have what I have, to know what I know? And it's wrong to even think that in the natural, but in the spiritual, it is a blessed thing. In the spirit, you want people to know what you know. You want people to endure what you do endure. You want people to long suffer what you long suffer, because you know they too shall enter into the kingdom, shall be saved. Going back to the sorrow is the ideal of all the ones that came to serve. They came to serve Yah as one. And Yah never allowed others to enter therein with them. And I'm talking about that spiritual position of a servant. No one can come in on the left and the right of that servant. No one Yah would allow to grab onto the coattail of that servant. So in some way, it's not good that I desire people to know what Yah has suffered me to know, or to hear Yah the way I hear him, or to see Yah as I see him, to know him as I know him. It is not good to desire that or to want it, because sometimes that's like erasing your long suffering, erasing your endurance, because now you know that you're not the only one. But the way Yah has orchestrated it is that you see where you at in Yah. You see where you stand in Yah. You see where you feel about Yah. You see where you understand about Yah. You see where you at in his power. You see where you at in his word. You even see where you at in his endurance. And you cannot expect others to actually be where you desire them to be if all where you at is not where you at because of you. But it's because this is what Yah predestined, ordained, sealed, marked you to be. Another topic I want to talk about that I'm battling with is something that's taking place in the world, which, going back to the endurance, it's nothing I can do about it. It's nothing I can preach and teach about it. Just to put it out there into the world and let it just go from one wind to the other is this battle with the adult children and the parents. When I see it on the four corners, and believe me, it's on the four corners. First thing I said to the father, I said, well, hold up, Father Yah. It's on the four corners, so now I got to go in the center. I said, Father Yah, it's on the four corners, so now I got to go in the center. Meaning, I have to go where I can understand or get the understanding of this that exists on the four corners regarding adult children and parents. So I too can embrace another form of endurance, being set free, but yet endure, long suffer, that you're holding truth in a world that is 100% unrighteous. Mm. So he gave me a lot to go on. I had to go into the study guide and hear from him. And as I went into the study guide, I realized this too, along with everything else, is the will of the Father to the point of the right hand. A lot of people, especially women, as long as they can control their little newborn baby, their toddler, their infant, which is, the toddler, their young adult, elementary, then the junior high, and then the high school, teenager, young adult. As long as they can control them at the level of 10 and under, they good. They good. They good at believing that they are the best parents in the world. They good at manipulating their mindset. They are the perfect parents. They are the good parents. Or I know how to raise my children. I know how to bring them up. But what Yah has planted on this earth, mm, mm, got control now. Only until that 10 going into that 11 and 12 and 13 start to kick in at 14, 15, and they are trying to identify, am I my granddaddy's on my mother's side, my granddaddy on my mother's side, or am I 100% my father's side? They begin to battle their true identity. And they have no natural human understanding of their own father's side. They have no understanding of their mother's side because grandpa on mom's side ain't in the home or have passed away. A great grandfather has passed away. And then on dad's side, dad ain't there, so you don't get to know dad's dad, dad's dad. You don't get to know anything. You just on the earth going to and fro. So you're left with one thing. An adult, but only one. And every issue in your life can only measure you and cause you to blame the only one that you happen to know. And Yah left it right there. And it is off the chain on the four corners. This too need be. This is too showing you the order. How Yah created and how far away from order this world is in today. They won't teach it, they won't preach it, they won't minister it, they won't reveal it, they won't say anything. But if the beginning had an order, we got to start with the order the beginning had. And if we start anywhere else, we are out of order. And this is another reason why people don't understand. And it ain't meant for them to. Why things are the way that they are. Not even understanding. You're repeating the same cycle of what you never knew, which is your father. Your father, your father, your father, brother, you don't have anything to go on to identify who you are. So you just blame and put that whole living and your whole living on that one that was there. Because there's no one else left. That's another topic I want to talk about. And the reason why I want to talk about it is because the Ruach gave me the fullness of it. And when the Ruach gave you the fullness of it, there it go again, Father Yah. He that endure unto the end shall be saved. People have no idea that endurance is detached to truth. But you're going to have to endure truth. Because truth stands alone. I was speaking to the Father yesterday about closing my YouTube page down for good, knowing that I'm quick to do that. And that's what I feel. That's what you feel. And I'm not feeling that because I'm just feeling it. I'm feeling it because I'm feeling the endurance in it, the long suffering that comes with it. and the truth that abide in the midst of it. So that's two topics that I could talk about, but I think I would prefer jumping on Yeshua, because I just want to just kind of dive in to me not being able to let go one verse, but I want to just dive in it and hope that the Father allow me to go in and go out and go to the next. So join me today at 7 p.m. Central Time regarding Yeshua HaMashiach / Jesus Christ. Let's get to the core of a lot of unanswered truth. All right? And let me not steer you into a direction that not even you yourself can enter therein. So I'm hoping that this message this evening, that many will stay away from this page on this lesson, because what had happened is a lot of people be lost in it and lost out of it. They'll come into it lost, they'll go out of it lost. With me, this message is to bring some light to the midst of darkness that has been on the earth all these thousands of years. That which is in the dark shall come to the light in the last days. So I, Sister Deborah, say, Shalom and Shalom.